morning, everybody. Oh, good. I got a package. I think this is for Todd's birthday. Today's his birthday. He's having a pretty lame birthday, but I think we got another package for him. Spencer says hello.
Hello. Hi.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And here comes the queen. Okay. How you doing, Mills? You ready to come out? So today, for our lesson, I have a very simple 2-ingredient science experiment. All you need is some seltzer, doesn't matter if it's flavored or not, and some popcorn kernels. Millie is investigating my demo, which I was going to pull out later. She found the test. Oh, and now she's going to help herself to some of the corn. Now you don't have to use popcorn kernels. You can improvise. It works with sprinkles. You can try some other things. Here's Spencer investigating Todd's gifts. You need to chill. There's no dog naughties allowed. Especially on birthday. Look at this. So I know I mentioned yesterday that Ice Cream Code Coot was going to be our last bird book, and that I would do something with opposites because Miss Linda had been doing some stuff with opposites. Except then I realized I didn't actually have the book I wanted to read. But, oh, these two, they're fighting. Todd, your kids are fighting. But as luck would have it, I had actually written a book when I taught kindergarten. So we're going to go back to birds, but today we're going to do Birds Can Teach Opposites. And this is written by me and illustrated, and Wikipedia, and also illustrated by Google Images. So what is an opposite? Opposites are word pairs that we use when we talk about how things are different from each other. In this book, you will read some opposite pairs and learn many fun facts about birds. So our first pair is top and bottom. So why do woodpeckers, and we've got woodpeckers here. Why do woodpeckers peck? They peck because they're looking for food. Woodpeckers also raise their babies in trees by pecking away a large hole. And they can even drum on trees. The patterns they tap communicate their territory. So they peck for a bunch of different reasons. And we've got top and bottom. The next opposite pair is is long and short. So you'll notice the beaks on these birds are very different. Seabirds and shorebirds often have long beaks to help them catch their fish. And seed-eating birds often have very short beaks to help them crack open the nuts and the seeds. And let's see, so that's our second opposite pair. Now we know this one, right? Fat and thin. Both of these are turkeys. And we're going to talk about another opposite pair. This is a domestic turkey. That means it's raised on a farm. Like a pet is a domesticated. And this is thin. This is a wild turkey. So we've got two opposite pairs. We've got fat and thin, which describe what they look like. And then we've got domesticated and wild, which is another opposite pair that talks about how they live. So this is a farm turkey, and that's a wild turkey. It's a lot skinnier because it has no humans to feed it. It's got to look for food all by itself. Now we're going to come to peafowl. And a lot of people say, oh, I know this one. It's a peacock. A peacock is a boy peafowl, and a peahen is a girl peafowl. And the opposite pair we're looking at is plain and fancy. So this mother peahen has plain feathers to help her camouflage and stay hidden while she's nesting and taking care of her babies. And the boy peacock, the daddy peacock, has fancy feathers. And that pattern with all those eyes will frighten away other predators because he looks like a monster with a lot of eyes. Oh, my kids are not behaving. Shh. Settle down. All right. So now we've got old and young. So robins, this is a robin, right? Remember we saw those in our bird journal. Robins are insectivores. That means they like to eat bugs. So both the daddy and the mommy robin work to find bugs to feed the babies. So here's the old, probably mommy robin. There's a little bit of a glare there. The old mommy robin pulling on a worm. And here are the young baby robins. Old and young. And now look who we're meeting, the owl. Owls sleep during the day and come out at night, right? Day and night, that's another opposite pair. They are nocturnal. So for this pair, we have in. This owl is in the tree because it's daytime. And out. This owl is out of the tree. It's either early morning or dusk. He's getting ready to look for some food, and owls eat mice and frogs. Millie would not be a friend of owls, as she is in the trash again. All right, so now we're going to talk about another opposite pair with our cardinals. We've got left. This cardinal's looking to the left. That's pointing that way. And this one is looking right. It's pointing the opposite way. Left and right. So it says many birds migrate or fly south for the winter, but not the cardinal. These birds like cold weather and they will stick around. So these are good birds to feed all year round. They'll hang out in the winter. Birds move in many ways. As a species, birds can fly or swim, walk, waddle, or even run. How a bird moves depends on its body shape. So here we've got the fast hummingbird that moves super fast by flapping its wings, super duper fast. If we ever get up to our cabin, we have tons of hummingbirds up there, and I'll make some videos and post them. They're fun. And this is a woodcock, and it has stubby legs and is have a little chubby round body, so it's a pretty slow moving bird. All birds love to perch, which means they like to sit on a branch, just like this sparrow. So this opposite pair is on and off. This one is on the branch, and this one is off the branch, right? These geese, some geese are flying high, and these geese are flying low. These are Canada geese, and they fly long distances, and each goose takes a turn being the line leader, and when it gets tired, it drops to the back of the line, and everyone gets a turn to lead the flock. So sometimes you'll see them high up in the sky, and then when they come down to land, they have to fly down low. Most birds are omnivores. That means they'll eat a little bit of everything. These are coots, and coots will eat insects or even the eggs of other birds, but their favorite food is lake plants and weeds. So here we see the coot with his head above the water, just kind of hanging out on the lake. And now his head is below the water. He's going to dive down and look for lake plants and weeds to eat. Here we've got our friend the black-capped chickadee. This one is over the pine tree, and this one is under the sunflower seed. Over, under. And here's another opposite pair. It said, Mother Nature made it easy for some birds to hide in plain sight. This is called camouflage. Often, the boys and girls of the same species have different colored feathers to hide them from predators. And usually the ones that have to be good at hiding are the female or mother birds, because they're the ones that have the responsibility of hatching those eggs. So you can see this is the girl, the female. She's camouflaged to blend in with all of where she's living. And then here's the male, the boy bird, and he's got that bright green head and the blue spot on his wings. So they have their brightly colored feathers. And I enjoy these guys. These are blue jays, and they have the reputation of being feisty fighters. They do not like other birds in their territory, and they will chase off intruders. They'll even chase off squirrels, and sometimes they will, if they're in my garden, they'll go in the trees and yell at us, especially if the bird feeders are empty. So this one is content. That means he's nice and calm. And look at that guy. He's angry. Content and angry. Some people might say even happy or sad. So that is our end of birds can teach opposites. We've learned a lot of opposite pairs. And now we're going to do an experiment which is not about birds, but it's about opposites. So it's one that we've done in school. Let me clip you in and see if I can get this. Sorry. I'm working on learning how to be better at all of this technology. All right, I think we got it. So we're going to start with this empty jar right here. So if we have, we're going to play the opposite game. So if my jar is empty, what do I have to do to make it not empty anymore? I have to fill it up. So our first opposite is empty and full. So I'm going to fill it up with my bubbly seltzer water. And we can see all those bubbles? All right. So now I'm going to take my dry popcorn kernels. If you don't have popcorn, you could use sprinkles. You could use rice. So you might have to improvise if you don't have unpopped popcorn. And I'm going to take this dry popcorn, and when I put it in the water, it's going to get, it's not going to be dry, it's going to be wet. And they're going to go, so we're going to put the bottom, they went to the bottom, and now look what's happening. They're going up to the top. So that's another opposite pair. We'll put more in. Watch them go to the bottom. And now they're coming up to the top. So we've got sink and float, bottom and top, up and, if you sit down, kiss your brain. Look, they're popping up and they're going up and down and up and down. I'll bring out the other one that Millie got into. We did this one a while ago. And we can just watch them go up and down, top and bottom. Float, right? When they're on the top, they're floating. And when they go to the bottom, they're sinking. And Todd actually went to the kitchen because he had a smart opposite thought. And he said, look at this. These are opposites. This water is flat and the seltzer water is fizzy, right? So that could also be another opposite pair. So if you have the means for this super duper simple and pretty clean science experiment, go ahead and give it a try and think of any other opposite pairs I might have missed. Right? So we've got up and down, in and out, wet and dry, give a little clap, float and sink, top and bottom, empty and full, give a little clap. All right, so here comes Millie. She is going to investigate our experiment as well. What do you think, Millie? Oh, look, Millie's doing wet and dry right in front of our eyes. Oh, geez. Are you catching all those corn kernels? All right. You're like Godzilla. Hey, get off my camera. All right. We'll see you soon. Have a good weekend, boys and girls. Love you.